see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Hello again. No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Sure. What's on your mind? But of course.
Our tenant, the policeman. Nay.
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
This is my little cinderblock town.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Ah, I should have known. This is yet another union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
There's not much to tell. People come and go.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
My shack. Right. Good idea.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, the edge of a floorboard next to it looks hollow. Space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. A small cylindrical object.
Shit.
You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like your own Villiers pistol, for example. The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops.
Nice.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with? Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you?
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've
Finally.
done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into? That girl.
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Yes, early with the dogs. Around 8 o'clock, I think.
So,
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
I cleaned it, like I always know.
The truth, sire.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation.
This Ruby is an old lady whisperer. She knows how to work the village elder, unlike you.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. kept to herself. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
She wanted to talk to her, as they usually do, but she was brooding.
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
Your hand twitches, a single bullet hidden from sight. Remember the way it slides into the barrel, the muzzle of the loaded weapon pointed at your heart.
Aye, do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter. Like you sometimes get, son. She really believes that.
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
This is a cool moment. It needs a cool thing to be said.
That's wrong with him.
What? You're still not saying it right. It's too late now.
The old woman shakes her head, slowly.
Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better for you to stay here, get in.
The Feld electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again.
What?
Step closer this time.
What more do you want? Yes, let's hear those other questions.
Yeah, electric motor.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Right.
This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit. Cigarette. Not as such. I'm talking about what came. Looks like they were here a while. Judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a photo.
Looks like it. Hey, let's keep moving, detective.
Somehow, it doesn't.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Your body does not betray your degeneracy. That's a lie. Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me. What is this androgynous display?
Things are not as bad as they look. Sure, you have high blood pressure from metabolizing heroic quantities of...
I can see you were once an athlete, then deteriorated in your 20s. It is typical of your haplogroup.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Really?
It's not good.
Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al Ghul. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving order.
Show him the hand still got it.
Oh.
Willingly calling yourself a am sandwich. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you.
Oh.
When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalics. Racists are generally not very good examples.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them.
True, that is a noble cranium. But you got a hard noggin yourself. The drawings
Right.
are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a pure, it is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revacholians.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself.
Fine. They have recent. Find out for yourself.
Interesting.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you? What thing? We already got in the harbor.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayerlight. A polyculture. There are 3 categories of race. Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. A receding genetic pool has led them out on reprehensible street parades. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the other large mondial civilization. The mass overproduction of SIBO, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The latter is perfected and adapted. Type B are the unheroic.
The Koikos of Grad, Yuko, Zhimsk.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Koiko of pinkness is a rat. The Koiko, the countless Revasholians, halfway.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution is fatal, familial insomnia. Enough of type mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures, lesser races like the mosquito. A grotesque mix. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood.
The sage will not budge on this.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of this? The Koiko, as you know, this will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito.
Your eyes bounce to the young woman at his side, twirling her hair. It is light brownish and eyes are a random color.
The heart that pumps the hemoglobin is mysterious, and so is.
He does not seem angry, nor does the woman look affected. She just twirls her hair. Perhaps they've been through this, and it's...
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you need to internalize what you have heard here today. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian.
Weird. Okay, let's go.
Promising race pupa, don't be fooled.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only idiotic above all. Rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Offshoots of the Seminese people invent. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. I can see that. The Simonese are the South Island race. We are the future. That is all you need to know. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic know. I have heard about...
He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women.
Yes.
This could have made him more open to discussing the race enigma with you.
I think this racist is better than that.
That will be the...
There always this?
Race is reality. There is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine. Oh, don't be.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas. Of course it does. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. The South Island, we are the future. I am a descendant. No.
He would be appreciative if you did not further.
I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachon. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come. The unpromising race pupil returns. Racist.
Welcome to. He must think.
I am
True, the drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes.
babe. Thanks.
You have him off guard now. He's preoccupied with his situation with his woman. There must be some
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the wit jam. Rock and roll. I am not surprised you enjoy.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance in silence.
I think this racist it.
That will be there.
He will grant us 3.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
There must be some.
Mr. Clare is, of course, above all. Stop explaining yourself. Of course it does. I am not surprised.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance in silence.
I am.
You pick up on something odd.
The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate. Find out.
Interesting.
Racist.
Welcome. He must.
I am
True, the drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo.
correct. Racist.
Welcome. He must.
I.
True, the drawings are precise.
Decide.
Your ear.
Yes. You exhibit for. You do not wish to be judged because you are a genetic blob of.
Welcome. He must.
I.
True, the drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo.
Your silence betrays your inferiority.
Well, he must.
I.
True, the drawings are precise.
That
Babe.
You have him off guard now. He's preoccupied with his situation with his
Bit
woman.
different. Okay. Oh, that guy is gone. But it's late.
You see, a slogan used to enter above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall. Feld Electrical, you only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first. Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower maybe.
Why single out this one building?
What? Oh, okay. Shivers. And on a date. On a pig.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when...
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We've already talked to the cryptozoologists. Working with them might give us a good excuse to run around, give us some structure. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
Right?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
Again?
The once bright mural. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, in through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels.
She's down there.
Oh.
Okay, why? Right. How do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
There's a ladder next to the sign. Yep, that's true.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fell. An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotten board. A building like this must have multiple doors serving various functions. Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the dot. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder. At first, you can't make anything out in the darkness at all. As your eyes adjust, you see some trash, crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts, and nothing. Broken glass from bottles. A very, very faint smell of stale liquor still lingers. Or is it just your imagination?
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around.
He means the pipe must be coming from somewhere in the building. The lieutenant's face lights up. He doesn't usually notice these
And it's right here, a maintenance door.
It's jammed shut. The subtle approach isn't going to work on this one. Oh yeah, big boy time. This needs you to put your back into it.
Interesting, but let's just climb up from the top. See how it goes. Top to bottom is always fun. Yeah.
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. you'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
I'm 90, I'm a giant.
Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be... What if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Yeah, because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that. Just, you know.
Teleportation is not a thing. This really has nothing to do with adventure. Oh yes, it could hurt.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Yeah, cool.
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate.
Concentrate.
Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Okay, well, that's impressive, but...
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
Samaran Master. Oh yeah, Tiago, right? That's the way, man.
You know, for the record, you didn't teleport there. You just climbed the ladder with your eyes closed.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear,
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Okay. Then they look for the door below the maintenance building. Artillery fire. Got a gun on my hand. Ooh. I'm in the bit. Not 90. Flashlight. Flashlight, baby. Here. Door? Oh, I think it is.
two rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kenny. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
Who's there?
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the two metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that. Yes. Time to investigate these passages. Let's move quietly and not make more sound.
Not running is a great way to do that.
Right. Creepiness overload. Base number 4. Shit, run this now.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
The heck? I didn't save? But where was I?
This isn't just glass. Yes, filament memories. From the time when the how was a closely guarded, the why is easy.
So it is. I think the rest of the building seems to have been picked clean. These? No. These are old filament memories.
Oh, actually we came from... Oh yeah, they're still the same state. Just that we missed that part earlier. Probably be careful where we go around. Oh, footprints. Natural buzzing. Maybe even... Oh yeah, good. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary? This does look like an embrasure, a slit made for shooting out of. You hear the rain's susurration across the seawater.
It's a great place to hide, certainly. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages. Indeed. No one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough.
The lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he
Yeah. Hey, look. So this is the broad walk. Oh wait, did you actually talk?
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted. Years worth of dust is shaken off. The full someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand, grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old...
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
Right.
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff. Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Walk me through dungeon. There's definitely someone here. Look at this prince, man. Uh-oh. Buzzing sound.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp.
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully. Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Oh yeah, that's right. Totally forgot about this. Choice. And then classy.
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't...
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have...
You mean Morel? I don't see how cryptozoology and the...
If it gets that tense, the amateur zoologists might not be able to do their job.
Okay, why not? Whatever goes down might...
Not closely enough, you suspect. But still, good idea to visit her once more.
Yes. There won't be time for that once things go down. Matter of fact, I don't think there's time for it now, but...
If you must.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Oh, no turning back.
You're back. Good.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it? Here? Oh, no. What does that bloated hellbat want with my little cinderblock tap? No, don't tell me. I don't want to know what he has in store. A giant statue of him. Or better yet, his twin brother. Practically the same thing, but makes him seem less like a psychopath. A youth center with Edgar Clare's statue.
The humidity crawls under your skin. Your eyes track her gaze. The concrete plates cross to meet in an abstract...
Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him. What? 35, I think.
The prints are hers.
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not. Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in 08.
She's sentimental, all right. You don't know enough.
First, there won't be a youth center. Whatever he's told you or the residents, there'll be something horrific, perhaps even worse than a fishery. I've been speaking with Lillian here. She gave me the idea. The infrastructure is all here, and with my connections... Sadly, it's just one of the million things I'll never get round to. I just have to accept that I'll never be the rich candy girl who goes around solving people's problems with money. Yes, I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information? A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that. Oh my.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
That's good to hear, Detective.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal. And it was not for nothing.
This seems serious.
I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
He means beyond the coming days and weeks, or the grasp of newspaper and radio reports that may trickle to your desk if you ever return to Precinct 41 in the far future.
I wouldn't have taken Everard for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by...
No, it was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
Or he wants you and me to believe he wants to go to war.
Of course, brinkmanship takes showmanship. We should have seen it before, in his office. He might well have been performing for us. Don't be. He was not performing. He was already picturing a war. This woman underestimates Everard.
There's always that risk, ma'am. But if I may offer he means it.
I'll think it over, Detective. Thank you for relaying this information to me.
She tries to hide it, but some great doubt is spreading within her. There is a crown slowly. You can't say. Only that she's hiding the magnitude of...
What? Yes, of course. Everything's fine. Perhaps there's more gossip you'd like to share.
Well, this is true.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business.
While we appreciate your assistance, ma'am, I'm afraid we can't.
That is only fair. It looks like you may untie this knot yet.
There's something in you that really likes the way she's looking at you just now.
Right.
Yes, that's the talk about town. The Hardy Boys, they're called. Find the name rather amusing, honestly. Misinformation. This is all because we haven't shared information on the lynching yet. See? Hurry up on that probe. The moment you tell me you're finished at the traffic jam, I will gladly tell you the company's side of the story.
She must really want you to look into the...
What you've said is quite enough.
Hear that, hero? Feels good, doesn't it? You should relay confidential information more often.
Of course, Detective. You
Wait,
can always
already
drop by
done with
later,
it.
should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
I think I already done it. Okay.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation. Oh.
Did you take the document?
He's trying to throw her off with the bluntness of the...
No, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
Okay.
They couldn't know where I put it. I'm absolutely sure I was not followed. You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away. I really don't know, sir. I certainly don't feel like I've won. I feel like shit, sir. All the time. Clearly, I haven't. We're having this conversation, aren't we?
The wet wind.
I'm stuck in Martinez just like all of us. I've been up here for... I don't know how long now. I like to call this my rooftop containment facility. Did I? Why do I still feel suspicion hanging over me then? What I managed was to get him killed.
The lieutenant looks away, over the railing.
I don't know what to say. None of this is fortuitous for me. The what? Oh, those ones. I don't know. I mean, there's no reason for me to think they're somehow connected to her. For my sins, of course, for destroying my first love.
She nods, slowly. There is suddenly a strange glint in her eyes. Not malicious.
Hi, girl. Nope.
Hey, was there something you needed? No, you don't.
He tries not to look at you. It's dangerous to acknowledge the karaoke man.
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe. It's not for bands, it's for clients. Some clients, okay? Not you. Ha! Well, we don't have any...
He's lying, but whatever. You don't really need. The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuse.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself.
Let's go. Sing some karaoke before the final showdown.
The stage is all set up for your performance. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. Hands, where do you put your hand? Does someone feel like throwing up? I do. A little. The bar is full and buzzing with chatter. No one is paying you. You're sweat. Just make sure you move, okay? Don't be stiff.
Oh shit. Too close to the mic.
I can see that.
The air is thick with anticipation. Someone dims the lights as the music starts. Okay, here we go.
Really?
I would often go there, to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Saint-Saëns, though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there. Down through the mist there, toward the Seven Sisters.
So weird.
Toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there, a tiny yard there. I have been so glad here. Looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
Ooh.
A lazy applause fills the room. You feel your hands shake as awareness of your body returns to you.
It's so funny.
The lieutenant doesn't say anything, but gives you a quick smile before turning away. He's incapable of blushing, but if he weren't, he'd blush.
Good, good. Are we ready? I want to unplug the microphone now.
Last words? Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed.
I know you can't say it.
The voice don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's unreal.
Really now?
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like
No, I'm used to
the blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
that board. A pale light signal so precise at the up.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it. If you've got something really... Goddamn fine.
The gun she's carrying is well. Just keep her to... There's only 3 meters between. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be...
No.
So she says she...
Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? Nah, she didn't crack. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Titus and his boys, man.
Even now, Kim is a parrot.
Well, fuck.
A dull...
How the fuck did...
Does she mean that you're not a person whom other people like?
Like what? I already told you. Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that. Like fuck I did. I was in all the time. I went for a leak. 10-15 minutes max. Wow. Now I'm curious. Don't know it.
Evaluating you.
The shot couldn't have come from the...
She has a...
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
So...
Maybe twist the knife?
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking? Man, it's... I got lucky.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
Based on what I've heard about you...
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even...
Yeah? What?
More, damn it. destroyed that thing already. She's
All right. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. No,
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
What?
She looked.
Yeah.
You can she lied to you about that.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire as I war.
She doesn't. Her grip on the gun is tight.
I saw you.
So this is what she would. That strange.
Yes.
Through this fucking hell. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Everyone in.
If she knows that about you, she must know you're real.
Harry, you.
So all of this, I don't know, sounds pretty convincing to me.
Nah. That I'm not planning to shoot you is the extent of.
A man, robe, taking out a knife. He crouches at the end of one flower bed. He scores us.
You've been to my lorry.
I thought we had an agreement. She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat.
Do I need to?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while. So you found my shack, huh? So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back. Not anymore, no. This could have turned out pretty bad for me if you hadn't walked right into 25 bands of ultra-high frequencies.
Okay, let's just do it. Go, 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 finish it.
The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but... She looks...
Oh, fuck it.
She's truly... You know. She stares at you, frozen. The gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
Damn.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
He couldn't take it like you. It irks him. Then he gets over it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
Yes. Please don't die. I think this is the best of so far.
The plain red tent it was pitched by practiced The tent looks old, but well maintained. It reeks of cigarettes. Assorted soft covers, mostly pop.
See anything?
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. You pocket the worn brown leather.
We should read this immediately. Like,
Oh, money? What? I don't have the gun.
A thick journal. It's made of full-grain leather. Schneller is a stationery brand from God. She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here. The journal falls open, the large cursive of someone, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal.
it's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in
There could be useful information.
esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones, proper short wry observations of people and places. The way some of those question marks trail off into ellipsis, staff issues, always tough. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. She is referring to betraying a previous employer. Does this suggest she did it? That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre? M. Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since the call? Did M call her personally? Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear the entry ends. The call was a courtesy. He must have held her in high regard to personally tell her he knew about her plan to run drugs for them. The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of...
It looks like she might have been framed.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting? He thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. Besides, I'm not sure her life as if... no, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure. The head of a major Jamrock gang, specializing in drug production and trafficking.
He's not 100% sure you're not indebted to this very, very bad person.
Could have been Titus. Then again... Maybe there's a hardy boy we've yet to meet, who acted as his accomplice. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the world.
Something tells you
You should be extra careful.